Our wildlife pond with a built-in hibernaculum by UK Amphibians and All Things Wildlife. Part 27. It's the 7th of April 2023, and as you can see, the tadpoles are developing nicely in our wildlife pond. If you look closely on the right, the black area is all the tadpoles congregating together in the nice warm sun. You will find tadpoles always get attracted to the shallower waters when it is sunny. The sun helps warm the tadpoles up, hence why they go to the shallower waters, which is more warmer than the deeper waters at this time of the year. So you'll find all the tadpoles congregating together in the shallower waters in the sunshine, keeping warm and feeding on all the algae matter and food debris around. It's the 8th of April 2023, and here we walk round the pond and have a closer look at all the tadpoles. Looking in the pond really close, you can see an adult newt. This one's a male. Just look how chunky the male is. The males are not normally this large. It's only this large because unfortunately it's been eating the tadpoles. There's nothing we can do about this, it's just nature. So we have to let it take its course, which we don't really want it to do, but this is what happens in nature. All the tadpoles are thriving in the sun where it's lovely and warm, and this is the shallower part of the pond. You can see them still feeding on around the Frogspawn, which has gone more jelly-like now. As mentioned before, it's not actually the Frogspawn they feed on, it's the algae that's growing on the Frogspawn. Here is a smaller clump of Frogspawn that the tadpoles are feeding on. This looks like a part of Frogspawn that hasn't developed and won't develop with the looks of things, as it doesn't look fertilised by the male frogs. Here you have another view from the back of the pond. You can see the black area is another clump where all the tadpoles are thriving. This area is a main clump where all the tadpoles are thriving. This here is an adult female cranefly laying her eggs. Adult craneflies normally live to 10 to 15 days old. As you can see, the female is laying the eggs on the edges of the stone and into the water. The female also lays eggs into decaying wood, moist soil, leaf litter, fungi. Obviously they lay the eggs in these types of areas is because the larvae will feed on decaying plant matter, and as you can see around our pond there'll be plenty of decaying plant matter with plants and other decaying pond plants too. It's the 9th of April 2023, and once again we go for a walk around the pond to see how the tadpoles are developing. Looking in the pond, the smaller Frogspawn is developing nicely, and the larger area of the Frogspawn where all the tadpoles are starting to thrive even more today. Obviously it don't look as warm today, so they're not moving as much as they would normally do in the sunshine. Looking very closely at the tadpoles, you can see them all developing their gills now, and obviously getting larger by the day with feeding on all the algae matter on the Frogspawn. Looking around the pond at the frog spawn, it's all gone more jellified. Once all the frog spawn, well, should I say algae that they eat on the frog spawn disappears, they will start to eat any other things in the pond, like algae on the edges of the plants and decaying plant matter. It's the 11th of April 2023 and today looks slightly warmer than the other day, where you can see all the tadpoles thriving even more in the pond. Obviously the newts will have eaten some of the tadpoles, unfortunately, but you can see why the frogs spawn so many eggs in order for the tadpoles to survive. This is my favourite part, to see them all together like this. As soon they won't be like this, they will be all free swimming around the pond doing their own thing. But while they're still feeding on the frog spawn at the moment, they are all congregating together like this. So this 11th of April 2023, later in the day, we come and have another walk around the pond to have a look to see how the tadpoles are getting on in the pond, to see if we can spot any other amphibians. So remember the toad spawn that was laid. So the toad spawn that was laid earlier this month, here we have it. This is developing really slowly, as you can see in the pond. Hopefully when the weather warms up, it will develop faster. But as you can see, the toad spawn has not developed as quick as the frog tadpoles. But the frog tadpoles did, or was laid a lot earlier than the toad spawn here. So you can just see it developing really slowly, and obviously as the weather warms up, the toad spawn will develop a lot faster. Hence the frog tadpoles are developing a lot faster here. You can see the area frothing up as the tadpoles are moving about and feeding on what's left of the frog spawn. Once the frog spawn is gone, the tadpoles will disappear off into the pond and start feeding on algae, dead plant matter, dead insects, and this will help them get a lot larger more quickly as they're feeding on different types of food. It's the 15th of April 2023. Looking in the pond today, the tadpoles have developed even more and they're even more livelier today. This will be due to the weather, the temperature. The hotter it is, the more livelier the tadpoles will get in the pond. And then once they're large enough, they will be off free swimming in the pond. So take a moment to look at these videos where they're all congregating together, because once they separate, you'll not see as many around together in the pond like this. Also, the pond plants are starting to grow nicely. That one there was a water mint. The lilies are starting to grow up too. Obviously the yellow flag iris is starting to grow out of the pond as well, and the pond plants are looking nicely around the edges of the pond too. Looking inside the pond, you can see a lot of algae bloom caused by the warmer weather. And around the edges of the pond where the wood is, you can see a lot of fungi starting to grow as it's been damp as well. We also have a lovely ladybird here which will be feeding on the aphids around the edge of the pond. And the toad spawn is developing lovely in the wildlife pond. If you want to see how the toad spawn and the frog spawn develop in our wildlife pond, stay tuned because our next episode, episode 28, is coming out real soon, and you can watch the toad spawn and frog spawn develop. If you haven't seen how we built our wildlife pond with its built-in hibernaculum for the amphibians, look out for part 1 in our video section and you will find it there. Thanks for watching. Please give us a like and comment on all our videos, and don't forget to subscribe to see more amazing content like this by UK amphibians and all things wildlife today.